Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the exiled royals of Montecito, are finding out the hard way that the grass is not always greener. Being outside of the royal bubble means that you got to sing for your own supper and fend for yourself on your own dime. And Hollywood is not a nice and forgiving town. Major deals are drying up, the reputation is in the toilet, and things have not gone according to their Megxit plan. Now we have many conflicting stories out in the press painting two different narratives for the couple that was once the peanut butter and the jelly, once touted to be the greatest love story ever told. Rumors of major marital strife had been swirling around behind the scenes in Montecito. Is this a new marketing strategy of divide and conquer, or is this just the beginning of the end for Harry and Meghan? You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the royal daily tea. Hello and welcome to the Royal Daily Tea. If you're new here, hi, my name is Michelle and we discuss all things royal with a side of facts and humor. I also have another YouTube channel, Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion, where we discuss royals from around the world, fashion, and other interesting topics. So if you'd like to check out my other YouTube channel, be sure to check out the link listed in the description. Now we just hit 36,000 subscribers and we are well on our way to hitting my goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you like today's content and you have not yet subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Now let's get into today's video. Now, we have all watched for years how Meghan Markle has manhandled poor little Prince Harry, and how we have all suffered from secondhand embarrassment as she has literally turned a royal prince into a spare in his own marriage. He has walked around with a miserable expression, talk about not having a good poker face, mirroring someone like Ben Affleck. I mean, we've all seen Ben Affleck and his miserable expression, but he is now getting out of jail and divorcing Jennifer Lopez. But we have to say, poor little Prince Harry hasn't been so lucky. He has definitely backed himself into a major corner. In my opinion, he is sending out not so subtle SOS signals to anyone who will listen. He is desperately trying to get out of his Montecito marriage from hell, in my opinion. Now, Harry and Meghan are experts at setting up fake stories in the press through their sources, but it is becoming increasingly obvious that things are not what they appear behind the scenes. The mask is starting to slip on several occasions when Harry's not even trying to pretend anymore. Now, we all saw the disastrous and cringy CBS Sunday Morning interview that was very telling. Major contention between the pair, and according to Neil Sean, it has now been reported that they will no longer be doing any more joint interviews. I think that's a pretty good move. Now they've been putting out a barrage of puff pieces trying to set up a couple of narratives. In my opinion, they're setting up stories building Meghan Markle to be a boss babe who doesn't need a man. She's a strong, independent woman, y'all, who just happened to marry a royal prince. She is starting a new chapter, a chapter of joy, busy building up her empire of dolphin investings, because we all know she sings to seals, and of course her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. So Meghan's team wants you to believe that she's a strong woman and that she is in charge of her life and she's happy. And then of course they sprinkle in she's a mom, I'm a mom, and happily married to Prince Harry. But I think we all know the writing is on the wall, that they are desperately trying to paint a new narrative for Meghan's new chapter in life. And it doesn't seem to include Prince Harry. So now we have Harry's team building up a really weird narrative in the press. They're literally having an argument with themselves, which I find to be a little bit hilarious. So they want to paint little Prince Harry as a martyr. He's such a victim. The evil royal family's so mean to him. He was just trying to speak his truth and defend his wife. But of course, poor little Prince Harry has been rejected by the evil Empire 2.0, but he's willing to forgive and forget, y'all. He's got that olive branch on standby. So now he's being the bigger person by not releasing brand new information in the book Spare, because he's so kind. He's just so kind, that little Prince Harry, right? So they're trying to make it out to be where Prince Harry really just wants to be with his family. He misses his family. And again, they're the ones who are leaking the story, guys, through their sources. So one of the other stories was that Harry was now consulting with royal aides to make a brand new strategy to bring back Prince Harry. But here's the problem. Prince Harry doesn't realize that ship has sailed. I used to believe that if Prince Harry divorced Meghan, moved back to the UK, and was on his hands and knees begging for forgiveness, that perhaps his family would let him come back. But now I know that ship has finally sailed and that Harry has turned into the modern day Duke of Windsor. They no longer trust Harry, even if he divorced Meghan. But again, he's a little thick, y'all. He still thinks he has a shot. So according to all of these bogus news stories that Harry's team keeps putting out, they're acting like little Prince Harry's willing to forgive and forget. He's the bigger person. He went to the funeral of his uncle, and according to Neil Sean, he wrote a personal letter, probably written by Meghan, for Prince William and brought gifts for his kids, and he's letting it known that he wants to make up with his brother. And I do believe that if the royal family said, okay, Harry, we're going to let you come back into the royal fold, come over here, you can move into Frogmore Cottage, and you can become a working royal and go back to your old life, I believe he would dump Meghan in a heartbeat and he would go back to the UK. But we all know that's never going to happen. So Harry likes to do the plus and the minus, the yin and the yang, the little fighting with himself in the press. So he puts out the stories that he's consulting royal aides, that he's the bigger person, he doesn't want to hurt his family, he's got the olive branch, he goes to the funeral, he leaves a letter for William who's being mean and not talking to him, he even brings gifts for the children, he's doing everything he can to let everyone know, hey, I'm available, I can help you with some occasional royal duties, you know, I'll mark out my calendar, just give me a call. But of course, the royal family is ignoring him and they have cut him off cold turkey. So then he turns around and says, I don't want to come back as a working royal. I never said I wanted to be a working royal. Where did you hear that? From your people, Harry, from your sources, all those puff pieces that your team has put out. But now he's like, I don't want to be a working royal. You owe me an apology. I'm not coming back until you apologize to me. And we all know that's not going to happen. So again, Harry and his team are having an argument with themselves in the press. But here's the other thing. I do believe now that Harry has a new strategy. He's trying to tiptoe back to the UK through the Spencers. He is using the Spencer side of the family. Now we all know Uncle Charles Spencer is a little bit of a character. I've never been a huge fan of his, to be honest. I think he uses the Diana card a little too much, kind of like Prince Harry, so they're definitely bonded at the hip over the Diana card. But I believe that Charles Spencer is enjoying the positive press of the caring uncle who's there for little Prince Harry because the royal family is so evil and left him out in the cold. They're painting the story that Harry has this really close relationship with Diana's side of the family. They're his real family. They're the only ones who care about him, how they were there to support him for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games. And now stories has come out that he stayed at Althorpe when he attended his uncle's funeral. Now, according to Neil Sean, there's a rumor that Harry is looking for a soft place to land. Perhaps he could shack up with his uncle, who's going through his third divorce, over there at Diana's old family home. Now, I don't know if they have, a place for him to stay. Perhaps he's looking for property near the Spencer estate. So that could be a way for Harry to kind of come back to the UK, is through his Spencer side of the family. Now, I do find it very interesting that they are painting two separate narratives of Harry and Meghan. You have Meghan, who's being painted as the strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man, and then poor little Prince Harry, who's a martyr, but he's willing to forgive and forget and come back into the royal fold on, his terms, as long as they apologize to him, but then he's also hanging out with the Spencers. To me, it seems very odd for two people who are supposed to be so in love and living their best life in California. They are definitely battling it out with two separate narratives. Do you think there's a division on the horizon for Harry and Meghan? And are they soft launching a trial separation for 2025? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.